Let's talk to Irfan Razack, Chairman Managing Director of Prestige Group, who joins in to talk a little bit about the deal and much more. Good to have you on board. Mr. Razack, to begin with, let's talk about the completion of the Phase 2 assets of the deal with Blackstone Group. Walk us through some of the other details regarding the structure and what amount of debt reduction has taken place, and is there any other asset monetization plan on the cards?
Good morning. Actually, the phase 2 of the Blackstone deal has now been completed. With that, some of the under construction assets also have gone in, where the company still holds 50% stake in the developments. And we'll be partnering with Blackstone to complete these developments, lease them out, and then the exit will be decided later. Since the relationship has a good foundation, we are also looking at doing some other work with them. Only time will tell what we'll do and what we can do. But at the moment, I'm happy to say that what we ventured on about a year and a half back, it has completed. With that, what has happened is substantially the debt associated with those assets, that debt has got reduced and has been picked up by them. Obviously, after minusing the debt, we've got the revenue into our hands. And if you're talking of some other stake sale, time will tell. Hopefully, we are always working on something or the other, just to see that the company becomes stronger and we have more bandwidth to do the type of job that we are doing. And obviously, whenever the right time is, we'll announce that also.
And that post-reduction, the debt has been reduced by about 340 odd crores. Now, you'd be best placed to tell us how things are looking on all fronts when it comes to restrictions with respect to COVID easing. So let's talk about mall section. Are they now charging full rentals? Have you seen the concessions, being waived off? And what are the industry trends looking like on that front as we are seeing the case count lower?
Yes, retail was very badly hit. And we had to support the retailers. Prestige was one of the companies that stepped in the first time when the first phase happened. Fortunately, we've had these ups and downs. But now I think, fortunately, it seems to be behind us. We did have a bit of a flutter again in the month of January, but February seems to be back on track. So whenever there are disruptions, whenever there are curfews and lockdowns, we do support our retailers. At times it was 100% waiver, and at times it just became only on pure revenue share. But I think now it's all behind us. And in fact, in December, when all restrictions were off, the malls really, really did well. They did better than the 2019 levels. So that is a great indicator. And I believe that once all restrictions are off, the malls will trade. And I'm happy to say that we are now completing 2 very large malls, one in Bangalore called the Forum Falcon City in Kanakpura Road. It's a 1 million square foot mall, which will be open to trading in the next quarter. And also another mall in Kochi, again, which is about 800,000 square foot mall. And the nice part about it is there is a lot of interest. The retailers are very keen to lease out space. As of now, all the anchors are fully tied up, including cinemas and supermarkets and all the large box stores. It's the vanilla stores which are really interested, and they also will start signing up and do the fit outs. And I think in the next 2 quarters later, both these malls should be trading, one in Kochi, one in Bangalore. And we are also planning and under constructing about another 3 to 4 malls within different parts of the country.
Mr. Razack, what about the negotiation trends though? Both for tenants as well as if you could help us with occupancy levels at the malls as well as the, office complexes, and whether or not any big tenant addition is likely going forward.
Yes. As far as the malls are concerned, we have got 90% plus occupancies, and that continues. Of course, there'll be some tenants that will step out and some will come in, but we are maintaining that. I would even say 95% plus And that's a good trend. And of course, that is with our support. And I believe that we have to look at both sides and see that both survive. And that's been a good hallmark as far as malls are concerned. Now, coming to offices, work from home, I'm very sure will stop fully. Maybe there will be a hybrid model and people will start going back to offices. Already some of the MNCs have started working from office and there is a lot of activity. Companies are coming, looking at spaces. There is a talk about taking up large spaces. In fact, we are on the verge of closing a very large deal for about 600,000. Unfortunately, I can't spell out the name because we have NDA. Apart from that, it's an active market. We have been discussing with various tenants. We closed out a large deal with BYJU, which of course they've occupied, so I can talk about it freely. And there are many others which are in the fray and even small, medium, large tenancy discussions are happening. I am very, very confident on the office market. Yes, in Chennai, we are completing a building on Mount Road. Even that, we signed a lease with Hewlett-Packard, HP, and they have taken a space of about 200,000 square feet. So it's the business space take-up is going on. And I believe that only A-grade, top-quality buildings will be in the fray. And good locations will be in the fray. So there has to be that conscious effort to see that the product becomes better and better. And also the product has certain COVID norms, you see, like touchless elevators and even the air conditioning. We'll have to make sure that it's properly managed to see the air quality is good. There are many small things that we need to take care of. And I think if we do that, we'll keep getting our tenants. And more than anything else, we'll keep them happy.
Sure. Wanted to also understand, Mr. Razack, what's the progress when it comes to your Mumbai projects and especially the bookings for the Baikala project?
Yes, Mumbai has been a big jump for us. We have a lot of projects on hand, primarily two very big office spaces. That is the Liberty Towers in Mahalakshmi, which is a 2 million plus square foot. It's been designed by Omar, an international firm of architectures led by Mr. Yad. And that will be a landmark development. It'll change the cityscape of Mumbai. We have engaged JLL as our PMC, and the construction work has begun. All approvals are in place. And I'm waiting very, very, anxiously to see that we complete this development and see it in reality. And the other one is, again, very prime, which is BKC. We call it the Prestige 101. And even that is a large development. Even there, the land is completely cleared up. Now, we are just waiting for one last bit of approval. Otherwise, everything is in place. We should break ground there. Even there, we have appointed CBRE as our PMC. Now, asking me about residential, we have several residential. One is, like you mentioned, Jasdan Classic in Baikala, and that has met good favor. We have not advertised it as much, but construction work is going on at full swing, and there is a fair demand for it. And I'm very, very sure that once we come midway to the project, it will be completely sold out. And then we have the large one, which will be a huge number mover for us, for the company, and which is also an NCLT project, which we picked it up from NCLT, which is in Mulund, we've named it as the Prestige City now, because it's a lot of components: office, residential, retail, and also a school. And there are a lot of nice components to call it a city. And it's got scale. It's 6 million square feet. And this project, where the team is working hard to get all the components ready, the planning done, and this should get launched sometime in April. And once that happens, and if you are able to pull that off nicely, if you get the required numbers, that will be the number mover for the company. Apart from that, we've got Marine Lines, which is the Ocean Tower, and that even there we are working for the last bit of approvals. That also should come in April, May as a launch. So these are some of the projects are there. And then, of course, there'll be many others, many other offers, many others which people are offering us. We are under discussions. But these things are the real ones that are happening. And of course, how did I forget that? Pali Hill is a redevelopment. Even that's ready to go, and there's an amazing demand for it. And I think by the time we demolish and break ground, it will be sold out.
Mr. Razack, good morning. This is Nayantara. Long time since you and I spoke. What I would like to ask you is actually go back to the basics of real estate. This is one of the best comebacks that you're seeing in the property market, right? After so long. Now, when a property market comes back, it's multi-year. It's not about a couple of months. But there is a lot of uncertainty. For example, we don't know how expensive home loans are going to get. We don't know how expensive things are going to get for you as far as cost of funds go. At the same time, there's Mehngai. Look at the way the commodity prices are going up. I don't know if you raise prices, if you don't have a choice, but we'll have to raise prices. But at a time when home loans will go up and all of that, how exactly will you ensure that demand is not affected, that it remains, the property markets remains the way it is, and you have buyers too?
Nayantara, absolutely relevant questions. I can't agree with you any less. But in real estate, we always are in an era of uncertainty. If it's not home loans, it is regulatory. If it's not regulatory, it's something else. And we have learned to wade these uncertain waters and somehow come out of it. If we are constructing, if we are in the business of development, I think we should understand uncertainty. But the only focus that we have is that we need to deliver. Because if we don't deliver, things will go out of hand. And in whichever city, whichever product that we are building, we need to see that we come to the end. And yes, there will be things like cost escalations because of commodity prices going up. Cost of finance could go up. Home loans could go up. But right now, you see, if we keep worrying about it, if we keep thinking that this could happen, that could happen, I'll never be able to do business. We have to stay positive. And I do believe that the home loans are at the moment at the bottom. And if a little bit increase is not going to really matter to affect the demand, but the worrying factor is the commodity pricings. Now, if my cost goes up, I have no choice but to sort of balance the cost between the offering, the selling price. We have to always, we are on that balancing trick all the time to see if the price goes too high, the customer is not going to be very excited. And if we have already pre-sold and if the commodity prices go up, it will affect the bottom line. So we have to be very, very disciplined, and we have to make sure that's the reason why we say we need to quickly turn around the projects. If you're able to do that, that's a winner. Time is also money. And many people haven't understood that. And developers who have understood that, and if they're able to churn the projects quickly, they're able to steer the waters, uncertain waters, and come out unscathed and at the same time protect their bottom lines. And of course, the demand will be there. You have a good location, good product. I think a good offering will always bring in the demand.
Time is money, so that's Prestige Estates for you, which is trying to fight cost escalation by developing all of its projects faster. Home loans at the bottoms, getting a little more expensive shouldn't hurt demand. Irfan Razack, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us live today on The Market.